So it's a good question. Some of our guys have, psychologists or coaches that they work with specifically for those things. Let's look at the example that you gave me with George. George is obviously he's at the highest stage. He does a very good job of tapering his own weeks and his sessions, and we do a good job communicating that together. So yes, we knew he was fighting Lopez, but he did no sparring up until he just left for Miami 2 weeks ago, right? So that's a massive reduction in intensity and contact for several months. We had a bigger focus at the start on making George a little bit bigger for this fight because we knew Lopez was a slightly bigger opponent. Now, George goes overseas. There should be a natural shift in contributions from strength and conditioning training sessions to his skills training sessions. He's sparring twice a week now. He's doing more pad work with his coach. Everything's a bit more tactical. He's 7 weeks out. So with some of our younger athletes, Dennis, we definitely sit down with them in the office and we'll have a chat about how they're feeling about the fight. And we just tend to deviate them from thinking that this is this massive event and there won't be any after this. So we like to get them into that, just creating good habits, not having drastic weight cuts. And obviously we work with Jordy and the team there to help us with that. We talk about developing good habits, and as soon as the fight's done, we transition back into the gym. We have a certain type of block that we introduce the first 1 to 2 weeks back in the gym. So we just slowly increase the intensity and the volume back on the person, reduce certain amounts of load on the person, and then we transition back into our regular training process based on what that person needs to work on. The psychology of things, look, I definitely think that you need to be comfortable talking about things like anxiety, how the person's feeling for the fight, how they started visualizing things. But at the same time, I think a lot of the times what I do is I'll tell them, hey, like if I give you a suggestion of someone to work with, is this something you would like to do? I know a lot of my high level guys, they have a mental coach, whatever you want to call it, that they work with because they understand that if it's a 1% advantage they can get in terms of the anxiety arousal curve approaching a fight, it'll definitely help them.